So today we are looking at different squads of every level. During Thunderstruck we have had a massive price downgrade on pretty much most golds. They are coming in now at a level where you could physically make a pretty solid team just off barely anything. Like if we go for, say, the standard golds that we kind of know and love now, say, I'm not going to look at kind of obviously Hamshik. Why am I looking at Hamshik? I'm looking at Hakimi. If we're obviously going for the best golds in each position now, bar from maybe like one or two, obviously like Mbappe is not going to be there. But say we go for like the top end sort of players who we kind of know rating wise, most of them now are coming in at a level where it's just crazy. Like if I go De Jong, then we go for, who'd be another midfielder actually, we'll come back to him. Salah might still be a bit expensive, 131. What's Hansen coming in at? So if you're looking for coins, head over to eldorado.gg. There is huge amounts of verified sellers on Eldorado, and there is a money back guaranteed by Trade Shield. If that's not enough, there is 24/7 live support and also plenty of reviews across websites that will definitely put your mind at ease. And as always, before you check out, make sure that you are using the code JT11 for 5% off every single order. Back to the video. Hands at 180, so say we say Yamal instead, then 64. Left-hand side, I think Rafinha would hold the vote there at 95. Up front, gold-wise, I do like a bit of Gyökeres, to be honest, and then the likes of Pina will just get ourselves in there. We do have the likes of Dembele and everybody that are still very, very expensive. But say we go gold for here. I'm coming up a blank. Say we go Bellingham. Bellingham's always a nice one that goes in here. We're looking at a whopping for literally the best golds in each position sort of thing. In terms of just looking at rating for right now. At under 400,000. That is crazy. And really, all you have to do is take off like a Rafinha and drop in like a Nico Williams, for instance, for 25. Yamal, you could obviously, I mean, he's quite packable, to be honest. But say you went for, you can upgrade Doué now, for instance. Like, you got absolutely nothing there. Bellingham, De Jong, very nice. Like, you could easily go for someone like Reina's in there, 17,000. You already dropped it down massively. You change Virgil, as to be honest, you can easily get away with anybody else. You go for like a Militao, for instance. Great centre-back, has the Evo capacity. You're already at 187. The level of golds now are so good that you can literally make a team that can succeed. I think you could easily get away with golds still. Now obviously there is specials, there is evos that I'm hoping to see in a lot of these teams. So if we kind of take a look down then, I want to see what kind of everybody's looking at. There is going to be a lot of, well, to be fair, a lot of Peugeot in her upgraded version. 305, so she's going to be in a bit more of a higher value, but low driven, mixed then with Pina, who is getting a player of the month. God help us all, to be honest, but we've already got Pina as an 86. We know full well how broken she already is, let alone being able to put her in an evolution. It might not be the kind of perfect one in my opinion, but it's still an evolution that does count, to be honest. So already solid value. Obviously, there's going to be a very different basis on what people go with centre-backs. I think you can get away with a lot of players. I probably wouldn't have Hampton in net, but that's each to their own, really. We have then another main. To be honest, I don't know whether people are using Endo or Semenyo in this. I would say that now you probably can go with a pretty decent Evo at this point. Whether Endo wants, I mean, that's just perfect, to be honest. Weak foot skill move upgrade. Then obviously going for Songo Toure. It does make these cards just absolutely crazy now. Now, granted, 50,000 coins throwing on an evolution, but regardless, like, you can take this team, an 80,000 coin team, add an Endo into an 87. There's multiple free Evos that you could have gone. I know Mendy's been able to go in one. I'm assuming Arejo's probably got one as well. You're already taking a team that is very standard, very much in the kind of price bracket that you're looking at, and you're making them so much better with just golds. And I really do like that from EA. It's just that they've got to focus on one or the other at times, because we're either getting very good evolutions that do power up your team, but then the next second they give you the player in an upgraded version. We saw, I think, is it Gravenberch? Was he one of them? Gravenberch got himself a really nice Evo with the Songo Toure, brilliant with the incisive, but then got an 87 CDM Thunderstruck. it makes it a little bit more difficult. Granted, you don't need the Thunderstruck here, but it makes it very difficult to then say, do I just go and buy the 138k? Do I wait for him to downgrade a little bit? Is the Anticipate better than Incisive? It's one of them that they do give you one, and then they've kind of got a secondary option ready as well. So it becomes even more annoying that I could then go upgrade my Gravenberch, and then I could go pack the Thunderstruck. So there is ways around it. Like, I think if they're going to give you an Evo, don't give that same player an Evo. Like, if it's in mind of, like, for instance, someone like say we go Isaac up front, for instance, just random, but then it's designed for Isaac, but then Isaac gets an upgrade. Change it to somebody else. Give Isaac that upgrade, that upgrade ability, and then upgrade like a Soloff or something, or a Jokeres instead. It just needs that minor tweak, but naturally the 100k at this point in the game, like, we're in December now. If you've played even Challenger for a couple of weeks, if you've played Foot Champs for a few weeks, you've probably packed somebody slightly better than this. Like genuinely, when you look at the kind of promos and you look at some of these players, like there's some that come in like Russo at 90 rated overall, low driven, we know is broken, 50,000 coins. So cheap, one of the easier ones to get, over a 2 million coin Bellingham. Same with like a Musiala at 500, Rafinha at 600. You might have managed to get one solid player out of the bunch. And it might not even be that it stays like that. You might have got somebody from the campaign pick, an icon pick. You might have even gone and got a lower rated. So for instance, like an 84, 83, and put them in the Song of Torre. Evolutions are going to be crazy for the previous promo. So Thunderstruck in 3 weeks time, when we can start getting 88, 89 promo cards, Evolution, sorry, you'd be able to then potentially upgrade them, and you don't necessarily need the upgraded version once more. So it is very interesting to see. We also will have teams that obviously come in like this. Clearly this was a 200k team at the point. Now everybody's obviously dropped. In terms of centre backs, Gabriel, I would be looking at Saliba now personally, but I know there is a lot of people that really like the Bruiser Plus, which is, again, fantastic that there is multiple options. The main thing with him is going to be the pace more so than anything. But I think in terms of golds, you've obviously got someone like Cherokee. Apparently he is leaked to come in the Joga Benito promo, so he more than likely will be like an 86, 87, but he has obviously had multiple Evos that can go in. The biggest one for me is going to be the Star in Motion, which I think is a reward that still is available. So this is where a lot of people put their Cherokee, just because it gave them that upgrade already of 5 pace, 7 shooting, 2 on the passing, no dribbling, but it was already at an 88 already. He's already a 5-5. Whether you now kind of want any different upgrade, it's a possibility, but also you could get the Joga Benito away from the Trickster Plus. Being a skillful promo, I'm assuming a lot of people are going to end up with it. Then if we kind of look a bit further down, Ultimate Team, I see a bit of Verts there, 92,000. It's also interesting seeing some of these promos or these teams that clearly were, like Reina's was more expensive, De Jong was way more expensive, even Llorente. You just look from literally like a couple of weeks back, or even just this promo, he has died off a cliff. Like literally, if we think what this promo came out end of November, like it was at least 40 or so thousand, and then once we got into the promo, has dipped 30k. Like he literally is just fodder at this point. Same with the likes of Verts. He was, again, crazy expensive to start with, and then he slowly dipped down a little bit more so than kind of previously. We saw the big panic buy off or sell off during November where he was still 100, and then he's just completely climbed his way down to that 25k, which does take a lot of golds now, at the point that you can get pretty much all of them for sub 100,000 coins, which is nice at the same time. I think the only ones really, Mbappe, obviously Salah's just above it, Bonmati, Pateus is obviously there, and then you've got the likes of Dembele, we've already mentioned Vinny at 350, Hansen at 190, Valverde still at 130, that's fairs, and then after that, everybody is below 100. So you could potentially see them. I think the players I haven't packed, I don't think I packed any of them over 100 ones. We packed Yamau, haven't packed a Virgil yet, haven't packed Van der Ven. Hakimi I have managed to get, Bellingham I haven't got, Haaland I got, Rodri I got, Leon. So we're pretty much just sitting on that, needing that final few players. So everybody else is at a very good rate, which is always nice to see. So I think 200k, even so, you're kind of looking really now at players that you want to go even further with. And to be honest, like Loftus-Cheek will be another one. You can put him into many different upgrades with the finesse shot if you've got him more up front, incisive if you want him more on a cam level. There's loads of different options you can go with your team, which I think is the good part of this year. As much as Pinner seems to be the forefront of most teams, you can still definitely get by with a lot of them. So when you do look at a Mainu, you can go with an upgrade for him. Tomori is fantastic. Obviously, we have got the Rodrigo that I think is a great card that you can obviously get from last season. This season, it's going to be Zola will be the same. He's a solid card that you can throw in. If you've not managed to get a Yamal, a Salah, a Hansen, you've not evoed a Doué or anybody like that, he suits in straight away. Now, I don't think he's striker, but I do think right wing, he's got a great level of what you can have. He's got himself the finesse shot, which is always brilliant. Yes, he is right-footed, so you're going to have to aim for that weak foot quite a lot. But even then, you've got the 4-star, which is lovely. Stats are absolutely brilliant for him. He's a very good free card. Now, I believe he was the premium reward, I want to say. So whether he's obviously going to be there or not, for a lot of people, I'm assuming a lot of people do get the premium pass. Leave a comment down below if you don't get it, or if you do or don't, because I do think it is, if you're going to spend any money on this game, I do think the premium pass has normally got a good amount of value. Towards the end of the game, it seems to be that it surpasses it in terms of packs, but that's kind of when it doesn't matter as well. Like we saw it late end of footies last year. I imagine it's going to be around about the same, where you probably will just use coins at one point. Whether they drop it down from the 500k to a little bit cheaper, I'm hoping so. But regardless, that will be interesting to see. So then if we go up one more, we look at kind of your, was I going on PC or, no, I was going on console. Say we go for this. What I do want to do is if we come back, because I do like to see some of the newer ones. So it's Squad Builder Community. It will just get rid of that price, so I can kind of see, like we see here, like the 388. It's more interesting to see the newer squads because it kind of comes in mind with a lot of the price changes. So Rodrigo obviously here. If you've got the season pass one, that's just so much easier. Rafinha, Vitinha, Rodri, Yamal, very good listing across the board. Rodri, I would say, I do need a little bit more pace. He's obviously got that in an abundance in his Thunderstruck, but again, is 915,000 coins, so a little bit more expensive than the previous. Nuno Mendes, bit of Kayunde, Saliba, Yamal, and then obviously Pinner is classically going to be the one up front. We then have got Paris. We've got clearly gone for the Evo with Pinner. Whether you're going to go for that Player of the Month, which I think a lot of people will do, that's going to be the kind of most completed SBC I can imagine in the right price bracket. We kind of talked on that in the previous video, so if you want to check that one out, it just depends on where they go. Do they change the Playstyle Plus? Do they upgrade much or not? Is the price going to be way above what it truly is worth? Do EA counter in the fact that she clearly is broken? Do we get that upgrade instead? Because obviously they know she's going to be completed. Do they just give her a slight upgrade and everybody pays the 100, 200, 300,000 coins? Because we do have the 87 already. That one is coming in at 444, so a pretty massive price tag there. So whether that's going to be interesting or not, we will obviously wait and see. That should be in the next couple of days. We have Maybe Baby coming in with Tevez, Pinner, Henderson with his captains, could go with the upgrade. Tonali's obviously there, bit of Harry Kewell, Lundberg, Gusto. And this is kind of the big thing. My Man U team is absolutely crazy at the moment. The evolutions that you can do, spending a few money, because obviously some of the best ones are unfortunately going to be paid. I pretty much made most players up to an 86 rating now. We look at just in general a lot of these teams. Like we go into Chelsea, for instance. You can easily make a very good Chelsea team out of either you're doing both, you do men and women, or just men. You've obviously got the likes of Palmer at 386. He's more than likely going to get downgraded in terms of price at some point soon. He's in the Jogger Benito promo. We have Caicedo at 24,000, easy one. I think Bronze is an easy shout. Bright's there, Neto at 280, Sammy Kerr at 25. Even then, you fail that. Like we look at a Garnacho at 140, Germa at 40, Walsh, João Pedro that could go into an Evo, Estevao at 94, then obviously Reece James at the start. This is so easy to get in. You look at Enzo Fernandez, he can again go into the 87. You wouldn't want to waste a non-Playstar Plus on him, but there's more than just one upgrade that can get him into an 86, an 85 rated very, very comfortably. And that's when then you look at the lower rated cards. You kind of look at your 81s. If you miss James, you can upgrade him to an 85. Mazuri is coming in at 85, 86 rated. And Kunku, if you've obviously not got the promo, I know he's extinct as such, but if you managed to get him, if he was ever like Onana at Man U, if you've managed to get him, then obviously you could Evo him. Andre Santos, another one. Easy Evo, like straight into the 87, incisive pass, you can put up anything, and it works effortlessly. So I do think when we do look at cards like that, 50,000 coins for a card, it's very, very comfortable to go with, and you can easily utilize them in a solid level. I'm not saying they're going to be elite level, but they're definitely going to be enough to have some fun with, and I do think that is a good way to go in this FIFA specifically, because the way that they're going, if they don't upgrade, I mean, that doesn't do anything. If they do kind of not necessarily give us that outlet where we've got a team like this, where's the upgrade coming from? Are we having to spend money? It seemed like during Thunderstruck, a lot of the time the packs were mainly looking at the big boys. Like you are looking at promo packs to be able to get an upgrade. Now you could get lucky in a few of the player picks, the 82 times 10, but realistically, we saw a lot of people coming mainly from the promo packs, if anything. We also have plenty of links, Paredes, Pedri, Pinner, obviously, Syrie going in there as well. It's just an easy debate to kind of have. If we are looking at the 500k teams then, we've got Weekend League, see what they're coming in at. So we got, okay, so we got the upgrades of these as well. So this could be another one with, if you did get a solid debut icon of any sort of level, you've now pretty much got your full upgrade for them. We look at someone like Khan with their upgrade is fantastic. We obviously then have Cruz, Morgan, anybody on them sort of levels like Khan, for instance, sorts your keeper out, not a problem. With the fact that goalkeeper movement has been completely nerfed, you want the far reach. Far reach is a very good playstyle plus now with this promo. Without it, it was good, but now with it, it is so much better. But then this already kind of gives you that champions icon that takes up a spot. Like, I don't think I've really seen many people with R9, but there's got to be somebody with him, surely. You look at Iniesta, you look at Ibra. Granted, these are, well, they were in packs. I'm assuming they're still in packs for this week, whether they stay in packs, but these are obviously all in packs now. But regardless, if you've managed to get one of them, I had Jones, which is not a bad centre-back now, 89 rated with the Anticipate, still definitely would have other centre-backs that could go in her place, but she definitely can hold a spot. And even though she has a value now, she hasn't cost me anything. I got her from the start of the game, so it works out pretty well. We then have 3 to 5 back 2. Okay, we'll absolutely see this. So we've got, I mean, okay, I could see, yeah. So you've obviously got left back, right back if you really want. You could change the formation, which would be nice with that. So you got kind of like a left mid, right mid going on. You got the left wing, right wing as well, 2 centre mids. It's a hard one because obviously we are kind of now designed to look at Pinner more so than any other striker. Like really, I don't think other than the likes of like an Mbappe, like an Eto'o, we're talking like millions of coin level. In terms of value, Pinner is surpassing everybody, unfortunately. Unless you are playing for quite literally fun, like I say with a past and present team, there's not really too much. Is this the same guy as well? Has he got another squad? Okay, he's got Guriassi instead up front. It's still got everybody else the same, I'm pretty sure. But it's an interesting one. I do like the finesse shot. It's still very, very good in this. We have Paul Main. Diaz, Hugo Ekitike, obviously with an Evo would be nice. You've obviously got him during the season, level 25. Looks a phenomenal card and a lovely upgrade for him, so that will be nice. Camavinga has had many evolution capabilities. Obviously, Kimmich has an upgrade. Marmar can now go into the far reach upgrade, so we can see him like this instead. Whether you think you need the weak foot skill move upgrade, probably not. But regardless, between the sticks still gives them into that 85 with the upgrade and the far reach plus. So you're already then giving yourselves a bit of value there. Frimpong can go into Evos. Davies can as well. Lots. And even Pepe. I think Pepe's got a good one, in fact, that you can go with. Goes up to the 87 with a finesse. I mean, in terms of rating, like you've got a 92.1 overall. You throw what, a finisher, I'm assuming? You got a 94.3 overall card from an 83 rated SBC. Like, granted, it was 82 at the time or 81. That is absolutely nuts. You've got a finesse shot, which is just incredible. You've obviously got the 4-star already, which is nice from this upgrade. You then obviously have multiple stat upgrades. It just makes it so much easier to make a team by just looking at a few evos that work together. Then obviously from here, we kind of look at the big boy squads. These are the million coin squads that obviously everybody is going to be looking at. You've got My Dream. Okay, so we've got a couple of free cards. I like it. We've got Di Lorenzo as captain. Bit of Yoro. I've managed to get him, and I have an Evo of him as well. Timber looks really nice as a Thunderstruck. Timber and Delo both look phenomenal in their kind of respected positions. Obviously, both of them can play either side, whereas Timber can obviously put himself into the centre back as well. So versatility-wise is unbelievable. You've got Vlahovic. He'll be a great Evo once we get into there. He's a nice striker. Power shot's not necessarily my thing, but I do think you could potentially see a really nice Evo in the future with him. We then have the best one team, I'm assuming. Gold 230, so again, that might have been a million at one point, but we've clearly dropped down a hell of a lot. Like, what, we would be looking at a couple of hundred for Yamal, 100 for De Jong, 100 for Mendes. Other than that, maybe 100 for Van Dijk. Don't know if I'd quite say it was 1 million worth of a team, even at its peak. It might have partially been at the very start of the game. I'm surprised that this million coins, we haven't seen more icons, if anything. Again, whether if we go back to the squads and just see what we're looking at in terms of new 1 million. So if we go here, because I can imagine a lot of people there of teams that they've done way before. What have we got in this one then? So we got 465, still not necessarily crazy price. We've got nobody on the bench either. Like Coleman, as much as icons are great, icons have got so much they can give. Coleman's not worth 111. You have got the Gravenberch though that we talked about. Guti was obviously an SBC back in the day. We have Dream Team at 519. 522 with 1 on the bench. Got Cherokee in the middle with his evolutions. We have a bit of Lizarazu as, again, another SBC we could have done. Grace, phenomenal. A little bit of Salgado. I didn't even know that he had the hero. I knew we had the prime version of him, but I didn't realize he actually got a normal hero as well. So we've actually got him in there. Obviously, Pinner, a bit of Benzema from an objective. Very, very nice indeed. We've got a bit of Prince. Yeah, I was on the bench. I was going to say, I was like, this is a very interesting card to have. Low driven regardless, which is nice. A bit of Fabian, Rafinha, Nico Williams. The back line, beautiful. As sweaty as you'd like it. Pacho, Ibanez, and also Marquinhos. Very pacey, very good defensively. And I believe he managed to get a nice Evo, was it? I mean, it's decent. I would like a Playstyle Plus, which I think you could get, or you definitely could have got with him, which is always interesting. Love Rafinha in this game. He's literally, instead of going for that crazy price of Vinny, so good in this game. We've got WSL squad. As I say, some of them, like literally, something like this. This can definitely get by. Williamson, maybe goalkeeper. You'd possibly want somebody a bit taller. It just is what it is, but I mean, you could potentially go for an icon keeper. Everybody else is exceptional. Medina, Russo, fantastic strikers. The Reeton SBC is very nice, and I absolutely love Mariona. Coming in, I managed to get her from the campaign pick. She is an absolute diamond with that tiki-taka. It works effortlessly. I do like Williamson in the captain's role. Then obviously we got Greenwood, we got Bright. Very, very nice team as well, and I do really like the Grayson game. She was brilliant last year in her PSG version, so even better this year. We then have, okay, we got it's gone mainly on the bench. I mean, it's got a bit of a shell to it. Garnacho obviously with a potential upgrade. Virgil, you're possibly looking at a Reyners, maybe like a Gyökeres or a Pinner up front, really. It's annoying that is pretty much everybody's striker going forward. So then we kind of look one step further in terms of what are we kind of aspiring to in the absolute top. We've got Premier League, which is now going to be full of icons as well. Granted, some of the big boys are always going to be still a little bit expensive. You look at the Cantona, you're not necessarily going out and spending 450 on him. That is just the value. So if you've done icon packs, you've done whatever, then obviously that's a potential that you might have got. But we do look at like the Makalele. I do love the Beckham. Really wish he could have played the cam. I think that would be a much better position for him. But naturally, we will see him upgrade into that centre mid. Or they go opposite and they actually give him a pretty solid right wing card, which I think is always a nice transition for him. We have Main at 1.2. It's 900 give or take. CC obviously with her champion. Grace, Augusta. I'm not a big fan of the silver tours in main teams. Obviously, if you've managed to get the Evo in there, fantastic. But 9 times out of 10, it just doesn't work out, really. So that will be interesting to see in general. Bar from that, really, most of the teams are going to be pretty standard. Like, you're going to see a few of them with a lot more icons, a lot more heroes, like DePaul, obviously, there. Teo Hernandez, 665. Like I say, you might have packed at least one big player that might have some sort of value. Obviously, you've got Mike on there, Okocha, Marquez. I guarantee you've probably got them out of hero packs rather than necessarily paying the 280 for them. Which then you go to the top of the top, and to be honest, once you're there, there's not really too much else you can kind of buy at that point. Like, you'll have people like this with teams that are just crazy. Obviously, they've got a lot on the bench, but you've got the best in each position sort of thing. Like, you've got your Buffon, your Rio, your Alberto. Really, the one thing I want to see, what is a squad like that? Say we go our standard 4-2-4. You'd be looking at, I personally would say Van der Sar in there, but say we're picking my kind of dream team here. Right back wise, I'd probably go with a Carlos Alberto. I think he is just exceptional. You'd then look at a Maldini. I don't think there's much kind of you going for that. Bar from that, then I do like the Virgil. I must admit that captains with the agility boost is much better. You'd probably look at a Roberto Carlos. In the middle, you're definitely going with Hullet just for size. And then, would I go with a Zidane, or would I go more attacking in the middle? Like, I do like Pateas in there, but say we keep it around. We'll go with the Zidane, and obviously a lot of icons. I'm just interested to see what's that top team coming in at. Now, left wing wise, we obviously go with Ronaldinho. Right wing, we go with, it's between, do I go Salah, Hansen? I mean, Dembele probably is the one, really, isn't he? Like, he is exceptional in this game. And then we obviously go R9 and we go Mbappe. As much as Maradona is unbelievable, in this formation specifically, you probably would go with this, if anything. So, say we go like that. In fact, we'll change that Mbappe into, say, the captain's one. 40.5 million, which is just nuts. And granted, that is a lot of icons. Now, say if we was to do the exact same, no icons in there, I'll go Courtois. We obviously then look, I'd probably still go with the likes of Hakimi. I'd go with the Virgil. I'd then be looking, I'd as simple as it is, would I go? Yeah, I'd probably still go Saliba with that version, personally. Left back wise, I really did like Jordi Alba, but I think Teo's going to have to take that one. Midfield, I'm thinking like the Pateas, most definitely. Whether we go with Pateas and then possibly a bit of Rodri for the links, just thinking links out loud. Obviously, Salah would go there, or would probably go Salah over Dembele at that point, just for price orientated, because we're going to need to get Mbappe at some point. Then left wing, I would say obviously it's got to be Vinny at that point. And then you'd probably go an Mbappe up front. Say we choose the gold just to make it slightly cheaper. I wouldn't necessarily pay 5.5 mil. And then other striker, really, in terms of kind of what we've seen in most, Pinner's probably got to be the link there. So that would be looking at 10.2. Easily taken out if you just go, like I say, and take out the golds. Like, we just go ahead and put in the gold Pateas instead at 160. Same with Teo Hernandez. I'd probably then look at someone like Baude instead, little bit cheaper. Salah would be more than happy to just go with his standard. It's only a 1 upgrade anyway. Rodri would probably change out for someone like Bonmati with just being quick with it. And then Virgil would probably go, what's Milito's 875, and might go with just the standard. And then Saliba, we would look at just the standard in here as well. So that drops it down to 3.2. Still exceptional. Obviously, Mbappe is going to take a lot of that. Again, we can just go ahead and change it. And we go, say, Isaac just for the finesse shot. It's just very out the blue random. No chemistry looked at. That's already then gone to 1.3. That team will last you till team of the year quite comfortably. You can add the specials to it. You can add Evos to it. There might be somebody instead of Vinny. Like, you just go and replace, like I say, and go with Rafinha instead. Save yourself 200,000 coins until Vinny does come down. Salah, again, you can go change change for many. Yamal is another great example for that. He's still very good on the wing, may not necessarily have the finesse shot like Salah, but he's still exceptional with you trying to just get the ball into pinner. And already, you're at 1 million coins. It's very, very easy to make a team just by downgrading them to their bog standard versions, and then even potentially looking at evos that do help the team. But that's pretty much going to be everything for today. In terms of pricing, we are getting to a point now where dream teams are still probably inaccessible. Like 8 million for a team is not everybody's kind of capabilities, but we're getting to the point where players are slowly becoming in the team. We look at Carlos Alberto as a great example for this. Granted, you're not going to get this every week. We've got him as an SBC coming in at 5 to 600,000. He's 910 on the market. You can go and do that and save yourself 400k worth of fodder and go get him for that 910. I think that is exceptional value that you can go get. But anyway, let me know down below what you think about the teams. What is your current squad sitting at? Is it looking at this sort of level, or have you gone a bit above and beyond? Leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.